Tame Your Mind, a Vedic perspective on life transformation. Exploring the wisdom of Max Lucado's Tame Your Thoughts through ancient Eastern teachings. Book overview. What if the mental struggles you face every day, the anxious thoughts, the guilt, the overwhelming feelings, could be understood not just through modern psychology, but through wisdom that's over 5,000 years old? This book brings together two powerful traditions: Max Lucado's practical, Christian-focused guidance from Tame Your Thoughts, and the timeless wisdom of the Bhagavad-gītā, one of the world's most profound spiritual texts. While Lucado gives us concrete tools for managing our thought life, the Bhagavad-gītā reveals the deeper science behind why our minds work the way they do, and how we can find lasting peace. You'll discover how these two approaches complement each other beautifully, offering both practical daily strategies and profound spiritual insights for transforming not just your thoughts, but your entire relationship with life itself. Introduction. This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting, and it is joyfully performed. Bhagavad-gītā 9.2. The universal battle for our minds. Think about yesterday. How many thoughts ran through your mind? Scientists tell us we experience about 70,000 thoughts per day, and unfortunately, many of them aren't exactly positive or helpful. Sound familiar? Whether you're a busy parent in suburban Denver, a college student in New York, or a retiree in small-town America, you're fighting the same battle we all face. The struggle to control our inner world. We're constantly bombarded with information, worries about the future, regrets about the past, and that nagging voice in our heads that never seems to quiet down. We chase happiness through our careers, relationships, shopping, entertainment, yet true contentment remains just out of reach. Why is this? The ancient texts explain it beautifully. We've forgotten our deeper spiritual nature and gotten lost in thinking that material things will satisfy our souls. Enter Max Lucado's wisdom. Into this universal struggle steps Max Lucado, one of America's most beloved Christian authors, with his book, Tame Your Thoughts. Lucado gets it. He understands that our thoughts literally shape our lives, and he offers hope. Our minds can be renewed through God's truth. What makes Lucado's approach so compelling is how he bridges faith and science. He takes the cutting-edge discovery of neuroplasticity, our brain's amazing ability to rewire itself, and connects it to the biblical promise of being transformed by the renewal of your mind, Romans chapter 12 verse 2. It's like having the best of both modern psychology and timeless spiritual wisdom. Lucado's 3 game-changing tools. Lucado gives us 3 practical strategies that actually work. 1. Practice picky thinking. Instead of letting every random thought run wild in your head, you learn to be selective. Think of it like being a bouncer at an exclusive club. Not every thought gets past the velvet rope. You filter thoughts through scripture, keeping the good ones and showing the destructive ones the door. 2. Identify your UFOs. No, not the alien kind. Lucado's UFOs are untruths, false narratives, and overreactions, those sneaky thought patterns that mess with your head. Things like, I always mess everything up, or everyone's judging me. Once you spot these mental tricks, you can call them out. 3. Uproot and replant. This is where the real transformation happens. You don't just get rid of toxic thoughts, you replace them with God's truth. It's like gardening for your mind. Pull out the weeds, plant good seeds. Lucado shows how these tools work against specific struggles we all face: anxiety, guilt, lost joy, overwhelm, fear of rejection, and that general sense that life should somehow be better than it is. The ancient Eastern perspective. Here's where our story gets really interesting. While Max Lucado offers incredible practical wisdom rooted in Christian faith, there's another tradition that has been exploring the mind's mysteries for thousands of years: the Vedic wisdom of ancient India. Particularly as found in the Bhagavad-gītā. The Bhagavad-gītā isn't just any ancient text, it's a 700-verse conversation between Prince Arjuna and Lord Krishna on a battlefield, dealing with the ultimate questions. Who am I? Why do I suffer? How can I find real peace and happiness? What makes this text unique is that it's presented as direct instruction from the Supreme Divine, passed down through an unbroken chain of spiritual teachers. This isn't philosophy for philosophy's sake, it's practical spiritual science that addresses the root causes of mental and emotional suffering. Why these two traditions work so well together? Think of it this way: if Lucado gives you the how of transforming your thoughts, the Bhagavad-gītā gives you the why and the deeper spiritual context. Lucado's tools are like having a great toolkit for fixing your house, while the Gita is like understanding the architectural principles that make a house strong and beautiful in the first place. The Bhagavad-gītā explains that our mental struggles come from a case of mistaken identity. We think we're just these temporary bodies with all their problems, when actually we're eternal spiritual beings. Once you understand this deeper truth, Lucado's practical strategies become even more powerful because they're grounded in a complete understanding of who you really are. The revolutionary concept, Krishna consciousness. The Gita's ultimate solution goes beyond just managing thoughts, it's about transforming consciousness itself through what's called Krishna consciousness. This means learning to see everything in relationship to the divine, dedicating your actions as service, and finding your true identity as an eternal spiritual being. This isn't about replacing your current faith tradition. Instead, it's about understanding universal spiritual principles that can deepen and enrich whatever path you're already on. When Lucado talks about replacing negative thoughts with God's truth, the Gita explains what that truth actually is. You're an eternal soul, part of something infinitely greater than your current problems. What you'll discover in this book. This book will show you how these two wisdom traditions work together like pieces of a puzzle, each making the other more complete. You'll learn how Lucado's practical strategies gain deeper meaning when understood through Vedic wisdom, why the mind works the way it does, and why it's so hard to control sometimes, how to move beyond just managing symptoms to addressing root causes, practical daily techniques that combine the best of both traditions, how to find lasting peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. Whether you're dealing with anxiety, depression, relationship struggles, or just that general sense that there has to be more to life, this integrated approach offers both immediate relief and long-term transformation. The goal isn't just to feel better temporarily, it's to discover who you really are and live from that place of unshakable inner peace and joy. Both Lucado and the Gita agree. This transformation is possible, it's practical, and it's the most important journey you'll ever take. Ready to begin?